You are a top performer of your company, and during appraisal you got promotion, and in that promotion you got migrated from an individual contributor to a manager, and now you are having a team of 15 people to lead. This was a dream you had been aiming for last 4 years. Now you become a manager, you are excited, and you start the work as a new position. And after the first 7 to 10 days of excitement, when the rubber meets the road, you started doing one-on-one with your team members. And after that 15 minutes of happy discussion with the team members, you started realizing that the team members are not happy. The complaints you start getting is, some complain that the job profile is not good, some start complaining the salary is not good, some are complaining the hybrid system is not good, I want to work from home, and all sort of complaints start coming. And on top of it, you also have the deliverables pressure. What do? Well, you are now frustrated, you do not know what to do, you try to see a solution, so you try doing something here and there, but nothing works out. Well, this is the case study which I am presenting to you today. This is one of my clients who got promoted. He was very excited, and in 3 to 4 months of his manager position, he found that his team is not considering him as a leader. They are not listening to him the way he wants. They are not performing the way the team has to perform, and he was literally like fed up. He said, "Man, I can work on myself, but making the team work together and bringing results is extremely impossible." So he tried the standard solutions which is available in market. He attended through some courses, he purchased some course in 𝘠𝘠𝑚𝑦, some in �coursERA, and all the small things he tried. But all were talking some generic stuff which he could not master. And that's where he contacted me, and we started working together. So I started asking him a couple of questions. I said, "Okay, let me ask you this question. Can you tell me, what is the personality type of your team members?" He said, "What does that mean? I'm not aware." Then I said, "Okay, let me ask you another question. Do you know what is the driving factor? What motivates your team member?" He said, "How do I know?" He said, "That's exactly what you should know, because if you're a manager, if you do not know what is the motivating factor of your team member, then how are you going to keep that inspiration of the team high?" And he said, "Can you tell me what they like, what they dislike?" And he said, "These all things, how do I know, Vijay? I'm here to work, or I am going to waste my time like this?" I said, "Hold on. As long as you are an individual contributor, you are getting paid for your work which you are doing. But the moment you are migrating from an individual contributor to a team manager, what you have to do is, you have to perform your personal goal, no doubt in it. Along with that, now you have to align 15 people together. So you are responsible for their production also. And before you bring them into production, you have to earn the right of a leader. Just because somebody made you a positional manager doesn't mean that people will listen to you." And he was like shocked. He said, "What do I do then?" Then I asked him a very simple question. "What do you want? Do you really want to grow in this ladder, or do you want to be an individual contributor?" He said, "Vijay, to be honest, I don't want to be an individual contributor lifelong. I want to learn leadership." I said, "Then great. Will you have patience of 1 year?" He said, "Why not? If this is something so important, I will learn." So that's why I created his curriculum. So the curriculum I created was in 4 different quarters. The first quarter we focused on only one thing. Let's understand what are the people's personality type, what motivates them. If you can master this in first 3 months, your things will start rolling. And that's exactly what we did. So in first 3 months, I gave him a lot of assignments. So his task was to identify their personality once I trained him, and what motivates them. For that, he has to invest one-on-one time with a lot of people, and I deliberately gave him assignments so that he has to give me all those reports. And in 3 months, we had the entire data of his 15 team members, what exactly they want, what they like, what they dislike, and what is the job profile which they want, and how can we modify the existing job in their terms and conditions. In 3 months, things started becoming a little better. Now, motivation started increasing. But then, there are a lot of communication issues which are coming after 3 months still. Then I started working. Now, because you understand the language, you understand the motivation factor, now you have to master how to communicate with them, how to assertively communicate, how to empathize with people, and when required, how to put your point across without the fear. Now, this is something which is very difficult if you are an individual contributor. So next 3 months, we started working on this part, how to communicate. And once he started doing that, his communication in the team started increasing. And almost 6 months, his team's performance started growing. But then, again, there was the missing link was leadership. And once you started working on the leadership part, next 3 months was all about understanding how to transition yourself from a positional leader to a leader which people want to work with. And that was an interesting domain. And by the time we completed 3 quarters, his team started performing, results started coming, but then one component was missing. Still there are some issues which will, because now once team is performing, there are certain client issues which are coming, certain some blame game starts, and that was taking an emotional toll on him. And then the last quarter was left on emotional intelligence training. And once he started doing that, in 1 year, his performance and his job satisfaction increased a lot. Now, let me stop here and ask you a question. Are you a manager who has recently been promoted to a manager or a seasoned manager, and you find this topic relevant to you, that sometimes people don't listen to you, sometimes you feel like, man, why the heck I'm into this job altogether? Shall I go back to my individual contributor? If all these feelings are coming, let me tell you, you are not equipped. There's no problem with you. Only thing is you have not been trained. Just like Java is a knowledge, .NET is a knowledge, ERP is a knowledge, PRM is a knowledge. All these things are knowledge. Similarly, working with people is also knowledge. And you need training in this area. And once you're trained and coached, you can become master at it. Do not suffocate. If you are struggling with people, you are struggling that people don't consider you as a leader, then do not waste time further. Drop me a message and let us have a virtual coffee and let me understand your issue. If I can help you out, it will be great and we'll work together. Thank you so much.